All right, so you've put in the years, you've climbed the technical ladder, you've mastered the code, you're the go-to person on your team. But what's next? Today, we're talking about engineering your career, looking at those paths that aren't just about writing more code. Ready to see what your next chapter could look like? Let's dive in.
So you're at the top of your game, right? You're the one who gets called in for the hairiest problems, the one everyone trusts to build solid systems. That's a great place to be. But it also leads to a huge question. Now what? Do you just keep going deeper and deeper into the tech stack forever? Or are there other ways to grow your impact, your influence, and, your career? That's the big question we're going to tackle.
You know, in most big companies, they lay out this choice for you, what they call a dual career path. On one side, you have the technical ladder. This is where you become the principal engineer, the staff engineer, the guru. It's all about your individual brilliance. But on the other side, you've got the management ladder. And here, the game changes completely. Your job becomes being a force multiplier. You're not the one hitting the home run anymore. You're the coach that helps the whole team hit more home runs. And let's be real about the compensation. While the technical path is great, it often has a ceiling. The management path? The potential can be orders of magnitude higher, simply because your impact is scaled across an entire team's output.
Okay, so let's explore our first alternate path. This is for the person who wants to stop building the individual parts of the ship and start charting its course across the ocean. This is the path of the project manager, or as we're calling them, the navigator.
Really, the biggest change here is all about perspective. As a navigator, you have to zoom out. You're no longer heads down perfecting a single function or optimizing a database query. Instead, you're looking at the whole map, making sure that the new UI, that database, and the back-end service are all going to meet at the right place at the right time. You literally stop doing the work and start guiding the work.
So what does that guidance actually look like day to day? Well, think of yourself as the conductor of an orchestra. You're not playing the violin or the cello anymore. Your instrument is the project plan. You're the one making sure everyone has the sheet music, the schedules, the bug reports, the metrics. You're the one who brings it all together in harmony so that on demo day, you create something beautiful.
For anyone thinking about this path, this right here should be your prime directive. It's like the Hippocratic Oath for project managers. Your processes, your meetings, your spreadsheets, they have to exist to make the project better and the engineers' lives easier. The moment your process becomes a burden, you're not clearing the path, you're just putting up more roadblocks.
Now, this one might sound a little weird, right? But a great project manager knows that a plan based on everything going perfectly is not a plan, it's a fantasy. They embrace the fact that failure is an option. They know things will go wrong. And because they know that, they build schedules that have buffer, and more importantly, they always have a plan B.
And oh man, here's a classic trap that every good navigator has to watch out for. Your team hacks together a quick prototype for a demo. It's all smoke and mirrors, but the customer loves it. The pressure comes down from everywhere to just ship it. A great PM is the one who stands firm and says, nope, a prototype is not a product. They know that shipping that demo is the fastest way to drown in technical debt.
So that's the path of the navigator. But what if you're less interested in the map and the schedule and more interested in the crew itself? Well, that brings us to our second path, becoming the leader.
This is maybe the single biggest leap you'll make in your career. As an engineer, you work with things. Code, servers, logic. They don't have feelings. They don't have bad days. They do what you tell them to do. As a manager, you work with people. And suddenly your decisions have real human and emotional weight. Who gets the cool project? Who gets the tough feedback? Who gets promoted? These aren't just logic problems anymore.
And because of that, because you're working with people, the skills that got you here, they're not the skills that will get you to the next level. Your deep, deep knowledge of Python becomes less important than your ability to truly listen to someone. Your technical wizardry matters less than your ability to motivate a team when they're tired and facing a tough deadline. Your social skills become your new superpower.
You've probably heard this in your engineering org, right? There's this idea that real engineers are motivated by the challenge, by the cool tech, by changing the world. And money, well, we don't really want to talk about that. It's almost seen as a less pure form of motivation. But then you cross over to the other side. You become a manager, and you have this aha moment where you realize, you know what? People work for money. It's a huge part of the equation. Acknowledging that your team wants to be compensated fairly for the incredible value they create isn't a bad thing. It's a critical part of being an effective and honest leader.
So, how do you actually lead a team of technical wizards when you're not the top wizard anymore? Well, here's a pretty solid 4-step guide. First, you have to calibrate your people. Really get to know what they're capable of. Second, ask them about risks. If an engineer gives you a huge list of everything that could possibly go wrong, that's a good sign. It means they've thought it through. Third, hire intellectual athletes, people who are smart and curious, because today's hot technology is tomorrow's legacy system. And finally, demand passion. Don't just ask, is it done? Ask, are you proud of it? The difference is everything.
All right, our final path is for the true adventurers, the ones who want to bet it all on themselves. This isn't about climbing a corporate ladder, it's about building your own. This is the path of the free agent.
I love this definition because it's so brutally honest. Think of yourself as a solo artist. You don't just have to be a brilliant musician, you also have to be your own manager, your own promoter, your own roadie. There's no safety net. Your success or failure rests entirely on your shoulders, on how good you are, and just as importantly, on how good you are at telling people you're good.
And let's get real for a second. Being your own boss sounds amazing, but you also have to be your own HR department, your own payroll, your own IT support. All this stuff, health insurance, retirement, paid vacation, even the coffee you drink, that's all company overhead when you're an employee. As a consultant, that's all you. It comes directly out of your pocket.
So, how do you even begin to price yourself to cover all that overhead? Well, there's a pretty common rule of thumb companies use. They figure out the total cost of a full-time employee, and they're generally willing to pay a consultant about 130% of that. That extra 30% isn't pure profit for you. That's what you need to cover your own benefits, your own marketing, your own everything.
Ultimately, it comes down to a classic trade-off, right? The upside is huge. You can make a higher hourly rate, you get to sidestep a lot of the corporate politics, and there's a beautiful direct line between the work you do and the money you make. But the downside is just as real. You are always marketing yourself for the next gig. You have to pay to keep your own skills sharp, and sometimes to a client, you might just be a temporary, disposable resource.
Okay, so we've looked at 3 really different ways your career can go after you've proven yourself as a top-notch engineer. Each one requires a completely different mindset, a different set of skills, and honestly, a different definition of success. So let's just quickly bring it all together.
So who will you be? Will you be the navigator, the one who sees the big picture and charts the course for the entire team? Or maybe the leader, the one who finds fulfillment in helping others achieve their best work? Or are you the free agent, the one willing to bet on yourself for the ultimate freedom and the ultimate reward? There's no wrong answer here, just different journeys.
And that brings us to the end. But the final question isn't for me. It's for you. As you stand at this crossroads in your own career, looking out at the horizon, which path feels right? Engineer, leader, or entrepreneur? Who do you want to become?